Stocks on the editor's radar, and Aisha, you stole our stocks, but we'll be discussing those power stocks in greater detail. Talk a little bit more about the power demand as well, which is at all-time highs, Nikunj, and now a lot of factors as well. And what does this mean for the likes of NTPC, etc.?
Why has demand gone higher? It's largely because of monsoon and the weather conditions. It is higher than what the peak summer was. So it's not always weather. I think it's also the demand which is coming from the industrial sector also. What's interesting, Avanne, here is that we don't talk about it, is that if you look at the pattern in the power demand, it's not universal. So the day demand is less and the night demand is high. And you would say, kya ho raha hai? I mean, it is not that we're consuming more power in the night and we're consuming less power in the day. That's largely because India has done a lot of solar capacity addition. Since you've done a lot of solar capacity addition, post the sunset, the power which is getting generated from those solar capacity which have got added, I think is less. As a result, the power demand surge and the demand from the traditional thermal power utilities, I think, is very high. And that is why you could ask yourself, okay, demand is high and demand in the evening is high. Who are the companies who would benefit? And that's where this graphic comes in. Companies which have traditional source of energy. And that's where NTPC scores and Tata Power scores. Tata Power has large installed capacity, but they are not expanding in thermal. NTPC has large thermal capacity, but they're committed to expand both non-renewable and renewable. So if you're looking at this as a trend, which is that power prices will remain elevated, power demand will remain high, winter demand is going to be strong, this mismatch of demand night more than day, then you're actually looking at a very differentiated approach. So go for folks which have existing capacity, which will benefit because of this deep surge. Second, power cannot be stored, but JSW Energy is saying that we will be able to store power. You store power with this new technology they're coming with. So that's become the other port of call. So the theme here is power demand, but within that, day demand is less, night demand is more. And if the demand comes, what is available will be sold more, which means that existing companies with capacity, I think they will outperform. So don't go for the power capex theme right now.
Be selective.
Don't go for the power capex theme. Don't go for companies which will benefit when the power capex will start. Power demand is real. It's here and now. And here and now, existing folks which have thermal capacity, less solar will benefit.
Less solar are likely to benefit. Aisha, that's the view on the editor's radar.